Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well and I hope you're all keeping safe. As I'm sure you know, if you live in the UK, we are back in a second lockdown. Annoyingly, I know. This is only temporary and that's all we've got to remember. But anyway, today's video, as I'm sure you can see by the title, is a bit of a raw subject, I guess. A bit of a conversation that I don't really think is spoken about a lot. And I have been asked a couple of times by a few people to speak about this, so I thought, just do it, Chloe. Just put it out there. I love giving advice, I love hearing advice from other people, and yeah, that is literally what today's video is going to be about. Now, originally I did start a blog, and then it turned into me sitting here doing YouTube. So over on my blog I did start a Let's Talk series, and I am starting it back up today, with this video being the first part of it here on YouTube. So if there are any other topics, any other subjects, especially the taboo subjects that don't get spoken about, please let me know and I will film some more videos for you guys. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about my experience with contraception, with being on the pill, or in my case, be when I was on the pill, as I'm not on it anymore. This is something that I don't think is spoken about enough. I know in like my friendship groups, especially with my girls, we do speak about this, as it is something I think quite a few of us do struggle with. I'm not a GP, I'm not a professional. If you're having huge problems that you think you do need to go get sorted out with being on contraception, then please go see your GP. This is just me speaking about my own experience, and if it helps any of you guys out, then I'm happy. But yeah guys, grab a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, maybe even a glass of wine. It's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world. Okay, so that is enough of me rambling for this intro. If you are new here, please make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and like I say, if there are any other subjects you want me to speak about, then please let me know in the comments below. Okay, so my journey with contraception started when I just turned 18. This was with my previous boyfriend. That was one of the choices I thought, okay, I'm going to take it for my relationship at the time, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I had no idea what I was getting myself in for or into. So I went to my local doctors, my local GP, and they said to me to try the pill. That is the only form of contraception that I have had or been on, and that is the only contraception that I will ever have. I will not be going back, as you will tell by the end of this video. So I went to GP, spoke to them, got my advice that I needed, and they put me on Regugon. I honestly cannot even say it. I went on it. Right, so I'm back after all that DIY going on. Like I said, I went to my GP. They told me to go on the pill, as that was for me the easiest way of being protected. And so I went on the pill. They told me to take the pill in the morning, so that day I didn't bother as my appointment was in the evening, and I then took it the following morning. I did have work this day, so I was up early. I don't think I had breakfast this day, so this may have been why this happened. But I went to work, I obviously taken the pill. I took it at 8 o'clock, and kind of before lunch, I think it was, or it could have even been before lunch. Just gonna drink my tea. So I think it was just before lunch, my colleague turned around and said to me, "Chloe, you look really pale." And I felt really clammy and I felt really faint. I went to my manager, I went and told her that I didn't feel very well, which is very honest with her. I was like, I've just started the pill, I literally took it this morning. She's like, okay, no, that's absolutely fine. Go see if you can have something to eat. If you still don't feel well, go home. So I took literally a bite of my wrap and that made me feel worse. So I ended up going home. TMI, I ended up throwing up, and yeah, I throughout the pill. What I decided to do was wait that day, not take another one, and start it again the next day. Obviously I knew it wasn't going to be effective, I threw it back up. So I then decided the following day, I then decided to start taking it in the evening, just because it was a lot easier for me, a lot easier to remember. Obviously I would have eaten throughout the day, and it was just like the last thing that I will remember in the evening to do. So I took it in the evening. I think I was on that pill for around about, I want to say like a year and a half. It could have been less, or it could have even been more. There were a lot of news articles, a lot of stories that were going around with how that pill was affecting a lot of people. I only found that pill affected me was gaining weight, and I think that was it. As far as I can remember, that was it. I never ever had problems with my periods, because on this pill you take it for the however many days it is in the pack. You then have a 7-day break, and then you carry on to your next pack. I never had any problems with that. Yeah, the only thing I had problems with was gaining weight, and I gained quite a bit of weight. I will try and include some pictures as well of me before I went on the pill and when I was on the pill. Of course, as well, what I have to remember, during that time I was obviously in a new relationship. I was going out drinking. Obviously I just turned 18. That was a massive year for me. There were a lot of things going on, so it might have not have just been the pill, but I still led that kind of life before I went on the pill. Obviously not as much drinking, but I still put it down to the pill. So I was on it. I then was making myself really unhappy. I then got myself in the mindset of, I work out every single day, or I try and work out every single day, or follow a routine. I have done for however many years. I decided, obviously where I was taking the pill in the evening, I thought, okay, if I take it before I work out, it's fine. It's going to help me lose weight. It's going to help me be less bloated. It weren't, but I tricked myself into thinking that. So yeah, after being on the pill for quite a long time, that first pill, I decided to go back to my GP or my doctors and ask them a couple of questions. So I went back, obviously said my main issue with this pill was the gaining weight. I think before I went on the pill, I don't weigh myself with scales anyway. I don't think that's the right mentality to have. That's just my personal preference. But before I went on the pill, I think I was around about 8 stone something. And after, or when I went back to my GP regarding that issue, I'd gone up to about 10 stone something. Not that that's an issue, not that that's a problem, but for me, it was not making me happy, and I needed to change that. So my doctor was like, okay, well, you're in a new relationship, so on and so forth. We think that you should stay on this pill, ride it out for however many more weeks, months, however long. If you still have issues, then come back to us. So they didn't really help me. I did want to come off. I did want to try something different, but they told me to keep going. So I did. I think that lasted for a couple of months, and then I was like, no, this is enough. I really cannot be living this life anymore. So went back. I then changed pill. Again, I still stayed on the pill. I'm pretty sure that the first pill I was on was combined, and now the pill that I'm about to talk about is also combined. I went on this pill. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have the mentality of give it a go. If you do feel like it is messing you up or something wrong, go back to your GP and just be like, right, okay, I need to change again. So they put me on this pill. I think I was on this pill for about not too long. It weren't long at all. I think, God, just over maybe 6 months, 8 months. With this pill, unfortunately, I still noticed I weren't losing weight. I think I was actually gaining a bit more weight, and my mental health, that went out the window. I never found that with the first pill. I only found out with this pill. I was snappy. I was moody. My mood swings were horrendous. So yeah, people did notice. Obviously, a lot of people don't really say a lot. I don't expect people to say anything. It was the point where I thought, okay, you know what, this needs to change, something needs to change, this needs to be sorted. So went back to my GP. I told them about what I was going through, how I was feeling. They're like, no, that's absolutely fine, this does happen, the pill doesn't work for everyone, but our last resort is the mini pill. So on the mini pill you don't get a break, you don't have a period, and as strange as it sounds, I actually, not going to use the word like, because I mean I don't like it, but it's good to have a period. It's just, that's how I've always been. So I was a bit sceptical with going on this next pill that I want to speak about. But yeah, my GP was like, we're going to try this pill for you just because you don't want to try anything else. So yeah, I really didn't want to go on the injection. I didn't want to go on the implant. I didn't want to have the implant. I just wanted to stick with the pill because it was the easiest option for me. So I went to GP, I said all the stuff that I was going through, how I was feeling, and they're like, that is absolutely fine. What we recommend you doing is taking a little bit of a break, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come off the pill for a little bit, give my body a rest, a break, because obviously you're constantly pumping these like different hormones into your body, and I needed to give my body a break from that. So I did. I think I had a break for about a good 6 months, and at the beginning of last year, so 2019, I then started the mini pill. During the time where I had a break, I started to lose weight. Obviously I wasn't putting the hormones in my body, I was just doing everything that I would do normally without having to worry about the pill. Yes, in January 2019 I started the mini pill. So this is the pill where you don't get a period. Like I said, I was pretty skeptical, and at the beginning of when I first started taking it, I actually had a couple of issues. I kept bleeding, but they did say that is normal, and that can happen. And I know that some of my friends who have also been on the same pill, they did have this issue, but they had it worse than me, and theirs wouldn't stop. So mine only lasted for a couple of months, and then it started to settle in, and obviously then I weren't getting periods. I was just taking the pill every single day. I was on that pill up until the beginning of February this year, when me and my boyfriend at the time split. I found I was gaining weight, but I weren't losing weight. It was strange. Like, I was doing everything normally. I was trying to eat well, I was eating healthily. I started doing different routines to help me out in that sense, but nothing was changing. My mental health plummeted. I found there were a couple of different reasons for this, but the pill was one of these reasons. It was literally the same as what it was like when I went on the pill before, so the second pill that I'd taken, and it kind of got to a stage where I thought, oh my god, like, is this me? I knew it wasn't me. That hasn't ever been me. Like, so many people have said I am the life and soul of party, and I really lost myself. So obviously me and my boyfriend at the time, we split up. I instantly just came off the pill, just did it out of my own will, and I have not looked back since. It has now been about 9 months that I've been contraception free, and so many people have said, Chloe, there is such a change in you. You laugh more, you're so happy. Of course I have my moments, everyone has their moments. They could see a huge change in me, and I really did put that down to being on the pill. A lot of people would say, oh, isn't it because you've come out of a relationship? No, it's not. I'm still that same person, but my mental health has changed. I'm such a positive person. Being on the pill drove me to be so negative. I've never been a negative person. I've always seen both the positive and negative side of things, but during that time I couldn't see a way out of a lot of things. And so yeah, I really urge, if you feel the same way with the stuff that I have been saying, go speak to your GP. Also, a massive thing that I want to say as well. If your partner, if whoever it is, your reason why you're on the pill is making you be on it and you don't want to be on it anymore, do not let them pressure you into staying on that. That is one thing that I always told myself, and lucky enough I was very, very lucky that my boyfriend at the time never made me be on it. It was my own choice. But yeah, again, if you are going through that, come off of it. It is your own body, it is your own decision, and do what is best for you. As well, when I come off the last pill that I took, my weight changed instantly. Obviously, I was going through a breakup. Of course, there are a lot of different elements to that. Obviously, we then went into lockdown, but I then still led the same lifestyle as I did before, and I am now getting so happy with my body, working out again, exercising, and I'm just so happy that I'm not putting enzymes, I'm not putting hormones in my body anymore. It's just natural. Of course, for every person, being on the pill, being on contraception works differently. But unfortunately I just had a really bad experience of being on the pill, and it has put me off from wanting to go on anything else. So yeah, as I think you can tell, my experience with being on the pill was not a good one. Like I say, I was on the pill, or I was going through the journey of being on many different pills for about 4 years, 4.5 years, and that is a long time, a very long time. Of course, during that time I went through the ages of being 18 to 21. I'm now currently 22. Are such crucial ages, and you change so much, and I feel like the pill just didn't help me in any way at that time. But it's fine, we all learn from lessons, we all make mistakes, and that is literally what life is about. So of course, like I said before, everyone is completely different. I was just sharing my journey with you, or my experience with you, and like I say, if you do have very similar experiences to what I had, then maybe it is worth going and speaking to your GP. Again, like I say, I'm not a health professional, everyone is completely different. I'm just sharing my journey. I like chatting to you guys like this, and I hope you guys like it too. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like I say, if I have missed anything out, or you want to know anything else, then please let me know in the comment section below. One thing though that I will add, if you are on any form of contraception, keep like a journey or a diary and journal how I was feeling, where I was gaining weight, what was going on at that time, because I think that would have really helped me out, and I think that would have really helped your GP out as well, just to see what's working for you, what isn't working for you. But yeah, I'm just glad that I'm now at a place where I'm happy, where I'm not pumping hormones into my body, and I'm just living my best life during lockdown. If you have any more questions or anything else that you would like to ask me, please let me know in the comments section below. And again, if there are any other topics you would like me to speak about, again, please let me know in the comment section. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will speak to you in my next video. Bye guys. Oh, there is a massive cobweb on my blind.